The main aim is our exploration and understanding from human values, personal, professional ethics. The foundation course in UHV1 is a prerequisite for this UHV2 course. So for that we try to recap the basic concept which was discussed in the UHV1. The basic human aspiration is for continuity of happiness and prosperity. This is fulfilled by living in human consciousness, that is utmost high end of the thing, by ensuring right understanding, right feeling and physical facility. Transformation from animal consciousness to human consciousness is ensured through human education, that is the right education. Living with human consciousness provides the base for ensuring justice to everybody and order leading to undivided society. Here there is no level of difference, predominant, non-predominant, inferior, superior. All the things has to be vanished, and universal human order. That is the basic human aspiration and its fulfillment. There comes the role of education to enable the transformation. What transformation has to happen? The right understanding in the self. The self is not the body alone. It is the coexistence between the self and the body, and the self has to utilize the body as the instrument. That right understanding has to come. If the right understanding comes, the relation with the other human beings, other fellow beings, the right relationship will happen. If the right relationship happen, it will create the mutual happiness between all the human beings. And there should be a right understanding about the physical facility. Here the physical facility includes all the material things and with the nature also. If it happens rightly, then it will create the mutual prosperity to myself and the others, and the utilization of that physical facility will be in the right manner. This right understanding happens from the animal consciousness. The transformation and the progress will lead me to the human consciousness. Till that, if the right understanding not happens, what will happen? If the right understanding it's not happened in the self, and there will be no right understanding between the relationship, which leads to the unhappiness, making others also unhappy. Since I am not unhappy, I will try to make others also unhappy. What I will having, I will try to give that same to the society or the nature. So that will happen. And if there is no right understanding about the physical facility, and I think that is the more important thing that will alone give me the happiness. So the deprivation or exploiting and deprivating others, that is the accumulation of all the physical facility and try to accumulate others' property to my, that is that depriving others. So it is that wrong understanding about the physical facility. Accumulation of wealth, accumulation of property, accumulation of material thing for long term, what will happen? It is like a exploitation. Destroying an hill by the person or by the power people, it's not alone the exploitation. Accumulation of wealth and everything of somebody's property without knowingly, unknowingly also, it is the wrong understanding that leads to the deprivation. So it is also belongs to the animal consciousness. Yes, I need this, I must have this for a long term, so I will safeguard it for, and I won't give to anybody. That is also. From that state, the transformation has to happen. That is the role of the right education, which has to come. The right education leads to a right relationship with the human being, and right understanding about the physical facility with the rest of the nature will create the mutual prosperity. So here the deluded self, that is the false identity or false understanding about myself, has to change or has to transform to the true self. That is, human consciousness has to get aware. That transformation has to happen. How it will happen? The human consciousness provides the base for universal human order. Here the right understanding in the self leads to the understanding harmony in individual. My individual happiness depends upon what? Whether by the material or the physical facility, or it is within myself. That is the right self-exploration. This has to be understood by properly exploring myself logically, not by accepting others' quote or others' thing. Since my father did, I am doing. My mother do it, I have. My brother or my sister doing the same. No, it is a logical understanding, and the natural acceptance has to come. The natural acceptance only leads to the right understanding. The right understanding can be applied to my way of life. The way of life then leads to the prosperity or happiness. So if the right understanding happens, the individual happiness always be. If I am happy with what I am having, I can share to my family, and I can understand what the family is, and what the society is, and what the nature is, and what are the existence. If that happens, the justice will be given to the other relationship what I have created or what comes to me. That relation can be understood properly. I can give the proper justice. What is justice? Yes, I am having the food, and they should also have the food. I am having some property, they should also have. The mutual happiness, undivided society will happen. If that thing happen, the participation in the larger order, there won't be no accumulation of more property, and the fulfillment will come with the nature from family order to the world family order. I am not alone. The world itself my family. That is the thing. It is the right understanding will make the mutual bond between the relation and the facility. So the fulfillment of the human goal is the universal human order, that I have to accept the world is my family. My family is also a part of this world, and the world is also my family. If that happens, that is the real human consciousness. Hello friends, in continuation of the recapitulation, the lecture 4, understanding about human being and existence. So again it is the part of UHV1, it is a recap of it. So we should know the need of the self and the need of the body. What are the relation to need of the self, and what are the relation to need of the body? If that right understanding happens, the transformation will happen very fastly. So first is the right understanding in the self, that is, I am the coexistent and my body is my instrument. If that happens, the relation with human beings, how the real relationship forms based on the feeling, trust, respect, etc. If I expect or I want to give that leads to the creation of relationship. If it is rightly happened, I expect the right trust or right respect, I am working for that, mutual happiness will happen by giving the same trust and respect to the other fellow being. If the right understanding happen to the physical facility with the rest of the nature, the mutual prosperity happen. So both the need must be satisfied for human being to be fulfilled. The fulfilled human being is, we think the saints are the siddhas, they won't eat. No, here the body has to be given concern, that the food has to be given, everything. The real physical facility is what the basic need is required for the body, it has to be fulfilled. And the self, which is beyond that, it lives based on the feeling, trust, respect, everything. It has to be rightly understood that what trust I am making, what respect I am expecting, whether I am giving the same to everything, then the mutual happiness and the mutual prosperity will form. Little bit we will try to segregate the self and the body. Here, as a human being, my body require, say example, food. It is my need. Whether it is in time, it is temporary or continuous. For per day, say 3 times or extra 4 times. But the 4 time also very temporary. Whether we are eating the food for the continuous 24 hours by 365 days in a year? No. So then it is a temporary. There is a hunger, I need to feed my body. That is it's temporary, and it is also a quantitative. It is not a qualitative, it is a quantitative, and it can be fulfilled with the limited quantity. So it is because of physiochemical things. So this can be satisfied very easily. By what activity I can satisfy? By eating, and by walking to digest that I can complete that fulfillment. So in time it is also the eating and walking also, it's temporary. So this has to be responded how? By recognizing my hunger and by fulfilling it. That's it. If rightly given at the right time, the right quantity, it can be fulfilled. Now comes to the self portion. The self required what? Mostly the happiness. The happiness based on many things. Say for example, I need the respect. The respect is for what time I required. In the morning I need respect. In the afternoon I no need. In the evening I need respect. In the night time I no need. Whether we will say it like that? No. So it is a continuous thing with respect to the time. The need, respect is continuous. Whether it is quantitative, what is the respect? It is half kg or 10 kg or 20 kg. It is not a physical quantity. So it is a qualitative, it is a feeling. This feeling has to be fulfilled by what? Right understanding. I am expecting some respect, whether it is right or wrong. If that comes to me, whether it harm others or not. If that respect come to me, I am happy for how much time, how long. This right understanding can be make me the right feeling. That right feeling will be fulfill the respect. So such understanding, if happened to that, then how the activity will be performed to fulfill that need. So the respect can be fulfilled by the desire, thought and expectation. The expectation leads to the everything. So how the expectation come? The thought how it comes? The desire. Because of the desire, the particular thought keep on arising. If that thought is encouraged, the expectation keep on growing. If the expectation get fulfilled, the thought will be over. The thought will be over means the desire is fulfilled. So to fulfill this activity with respect to, say example, for our example, respect, it is a continuous thing. The respect is continuous need, so it has to be done continuously. So here I recognize the hungry, so I fulfill by giving the food. Here I recognize I need the respect, I can fulfill, but it is a continuous, so I should know what it is and assuming whether I am assuming rightly or wrongly. This has to come. So this is the difference between I feel I am the body, I am the self. Whether I am only the body or I am the self. So they are mutual coexistent. So based on the predominantly based on this consciousness we are living, but we think I am this part. So but it belongs to the material part. The consciousness, if arise rightly based on the right thinking, right understanding and right feeling, I feel the human being, the human order. If this not happen, without responding I am reacting, means I falls in the animal order and or even below. So here the difference between the existent and the coexistent. Existent means just it's a unit submerged in the space. Two division. Units are limited in size, activity, limited activity, and I am active. That is I am the individual. So again in that it can be split into material and consciousness. The material I can recognize, I can fulfill, I can satisfy it, and it is temporary. But based on the consciousness, I should know, and I should assume rightly, I should recognize properly, and I fulfill. It is continuous process, ever unbounded in time and space. But if it is based on the perspective of the space, it is unlimited, all pervading, and it looks like no activity. Say the total nature, I am also a small part of that nature. So the space which has everything, it is unlimited and all pervading. Whether it is doing anything, no, it has no activity. But based on the space only, everything is happen. This unit, based on this unit, the materials and consciousness, all these things. So I am the existent or the coexistent. Please have a clarity that I am not existent, I am a coexistent, and I can merge with this.